There are books which are easy to read, entertaining, and then there are books, and you know that the person wrote that book after many years of experience, and then she put her soul and her heart into it. So recently I came across these two books, The Layered Garden by David L. Culp and Vegetables Love Flowers by Lisa Mason Ziegler. And by the way, thank you for suggesting this book to me. I usually take books from the library. This is an interlibrary loan. I read them, and if they are really good, I go ahead and I buy them for my collection in my library, because good books are hard to find, especially on gardening, which are not just easy, entertaining read with a lot of pictures and big print. These are the ones to keep. So let's talk about them. Sure delight, since everything is covered with heavy snow outside. By the way, robins arrived the other day, and they're all looking desperately for open spaces of soil. It's not much. There's not much of soil opened. They are happily bathing in my bird bath, and they're just waiting for the snow to melt, just like me. The weather forecast is that we are going to have another snow on top of this, and hopefully after that we will go right into trimming roses and full-speed gardening. But meanwhile, I'm in the house, so reading cherished books and sharing them with you. Well, the first book is Vegetables Love Flowers by Lisa Mason Ziegler. And why I like this book? Well, I like when people share their personal journey, not only the knowledge, what they have, what they know, but how they came to what they believe. And Lisa gardens all her life. This book starts when she just got married and moved into the farm where her husband and his parents lived for many years, attended to the soil and to the garden. Lisa knew nothing about gardening. So here she is, sharing her mistakes, her triumphs. And of course, we gardeners, we know our garden to a degree. We don't know everything about the garden. So it's always good to see how people journey to become a good gardener, and they generously share with everything. And again, some people write very light books with a lot of pictures, which can be just a reference guide. But here, Lisa is so generous in sharing not only her story, but also all the plants, names, varieties, which are working so well, and she's explaining why. The book is well organized, so it is very easy to read. And she makes a lot of sense. She really persuades the reader that it is truly important to grow flowers together with vegetables, because flowers bring insects into the garden. With insects come birds, and the garden is able to take care of itself. Lisa believes that no pesticides or no chemicals, no systemics should be used in the garden whatsoever. And then slowly garden will kind of becomes stabilized and be able to take care of itself. So now she says when she sees the outbreak of something, she doesn't even intervene, because she knows that soon the good predators will come and will take care after the situation. So she really persuades the reader to drop the chemicals and try to garden with flowers, vegetables, and create this healthy ecosystem. She really persuaded me to do soil block seed starting method. Makes a lot of sense. You have to invest into those blocking sets or prints. I'm not sure how they're called, but then you're good to go. You can create endless amount of seed starting blocks from just the soil, and you don't need plastic and all the waste. So definitely Lisa persuaded me in my hopefully future garden, where I will be raising my own seedlings. I will be following her method. One thing which I didn't know, and I was kind of thinking, yes, I will do the same. Lisa introduces medium level stakes throughout her garden, and she says that this way the birds have a place to sit and watch for bed bugs. and watch for, they are the caretakers of the garden. So they have a place to sit and watch and take care after the garden, after all those caterpillars and bed bugs eating our vegetables. Very good idea. Give birds a place to sit and also a place to raise their babies. So plenty of bird houses around the property is good too. Lisa is also a big believer into extending the seasons. So when cold season vegetables are going into the soil, she says, put cold season flowers in. This way those flowers will start blooming so much earlier than, let's say, warm season flowers, and they will attract beneficial insects, and they will make a house in your garden so much faster, and they would be able to face the potential outbreaks. The same is with the fall. So important to have those flowers available for insects also at the end of the season. So it is a lovely book to read because you almost feel how generously the author is sharing her knowledge with the reader. Definitely, I'm going to buy this book and it will go into my cherished garden collection in the house. The next book, The Layered Garden by David L. Culp. David also is a Pennsylvania gardener, and he is, I would say, he's more of a plants man. He loves to collect plants, and he can talk for hours about different varieties of snowdrops. And the way he talks about his plants, I know that David knows them intimately well. What I like about this book, David is very particular about the names, varieties, Latin names, what he likes, how those plants combine well with each other. But what we can learn from his book is, it's called The Layered Garden, meaning how you pair plants for them to carry the season non-stop through the year. And he's very good at extending seasons, early in spring all the way to late winter. Something is blooming in his garden. And the way he combined plants, I fell in love with witch hazel, thanks to David Culp. The way he talked about this plant, described the combination of plants in the garden, what you can plant with witch hazel and why it's so beautiful. He persuaded me. Now I have a long list of plants which I want to grow in my future property. So witch hazel made it solidly into that list. Plus maybe 15 other plants after reading this book, after the recommendation of David. So this was also a delightful book to read. You can feel that David really loves his plants, really knows a lot about his plants. And he's also very generous in sharing his knowledge. How wonderful it is that we are able to find books we want, order them from the library, read them and enjoy them and test them in a way. There are a lot of books which I don't really order for my own library, but these two, plus look at this. Plus Lisa in her book, she shares all the plants for vegetable garden, what to plant with what through the seasons. Wonderful. So this was two of the great reads I had recently, and I was very happy to share with you. Good books to read.